get right. Let's 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 get right. You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Dealatofficial. And this is No Filters. Always appreciate you hitting that like button for me. Subscribing to the channel so you don't miss an episode and sharing this with the world. And of course, family, when you come in, get comfortable. Get you something to drink. Get you something to eat. Get you something to smoke if that's what you do. Because you see the title, fam. Woo! Let's get into this here.
Okay, y'all. Marlon Wayans is really in his feelings right now over this 50 Cent documentary on P. Diddy. You would think that the documentary was on Marlon Wayans right now. But this goes to show you, y'all. People are rearing their faces right now. People that's, tied into P. Diddy and his lifestyle and everything else. People that's upset about this documentary, this tells you a lot. This tells you a lot, especially if they have nothing to do with it. Okay, y'all? Him and 50 Cent is going back and forth right now. And Marlon Wayans is truly, truly mad. He is really in his feelings over this situation. And he's acting like, he want to take 50 Cent out over this documentary that had nothing to do with him, but did. Y'all remember when I did that video back here? Anyway, we're about to talk about it. Hello and welcome to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe.
I know fam pulling up Chris in the building. I hope you got you something to eat. Niece, you got you something to eat, locking in now. Get some more now. Get yourself together, get your feet together, sit it down.
That means well.
Get some
thank you so very much. What's up, Chris? What we doing? Welcome.
Ooh, life been going on.
Entertainment and educational purposes only, so everything is alleged. Some is not, and the fair act you.
Hold up, I ain't did this in a minute, real early. Let me get them locked in. Let's get locked in, and so you know you in here with your boy Dealatofficial and my fam, and you know this No Filters. Hit that like button, subscribe, double tap that screen. Let me tell you something right now. The value of me and the value of you is so much more than whatever we've done already on this earth. You hear me? Let me say that again. The value of me and the value of you is so much more than what we've already done on this earth. You hear me? Get you something to eat, something to drink, get comfy right now. I'm going to wait on fam because we want to make sure everybody locked in and loaded. Because we're not going to play on nobody. Because when people do things that's deservingly so of them, nobody can save you. Let me say that again. When folk do that's deservingly so of you, of what you did, no one can save you but God. You hear me? And Marlon Wayans is not God. Hit that like button, subscribe right now, double tap that screen. We finna get real in here tonight because we still we still in that rabbit hole. Did you watch the documentary? I need to know early, did you watch the documentary? Fam that's in here with me, did you watch the doc? It's a reason why I'm asking you. Because the points that we're bringing up is only that we can only get it here, No Filters. Everybody we've watched, Marlon Wayans is playing God right now. Like he finna save somebody. Okay, niece did, and I know bro did too. That's what I'm talking about. If it was just us in here, I don't care about nothing else. You hear me? Because I know we rocking. I could care less about anybody breathing. If it was just me, niece, and Chris in this thing right now, and Tracy, because I know Tracy. If it was just us three in here, you hear me? Us four. We not playing it. Everybody got something to drink. Everybody got something to eat. I need to know right now before I press play. I need to know my four. I need to know my four straight before we get popping. I need to know y'all straight. Let me know y'all straight. Let me know y'all straight. Because we're not gonna play tonight. We doing this on our time, niece. We doing this on our time, Chris. We doing this on our time, Trace. You feel me? Shout out to fam pulling up. You already know it. You straight? I need to know y'all good. Because we about to get right. Is you together? I'm together. Yeah. Okay, let's get right. Let's get real. Let's go, fam.
Okay, y'all. Marlon Wayans is really in his feelings right now over this 50 Cent documentary on P. Diddy. You would think that the documentary was on Marlon Wayans right now. But this goes to show you, y'all. People are rearing their faces right now. People that's, tied into P. Diddy and lifestyle and everything else. People that's upset about this documentary, this tells you a lot. This tells you a lot, especially if they have nothing to do with it. Okay, y'all? Him and 50 Cent is going back and forth right now. And Marlon Wayans is truly, truly mad. He is really in his feelings over this situation. And he's acting like, he want to take 50 Cent out over this documentary that had nothing to do with him. But did it? Y'all remember when I did that video back here? Anyway, we're about to talk about it. Hello and welcome to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like this video. And thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To my day ones, twos, and threes. Thank you to all my new subscribers that's coming in. That means well. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you all and welcome, welcome, welcome. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only, so everything is alleged. Some is not, and the fair act use is in my description box, y'all. So let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to it. First, I want to say happy Tuesday. I hope everyone had a wonderful day. Please stay safe and all that good stuff. Please stay aware of your surroundings, and please, y'all, watch the company that you keep, because it just may save your life or keep you out of trouble. Okay, y'all. So let's get to it. Let's get to it. Marlon Wayans. Y'all, I can't tell if he mad because his movie flopped or he just mad because it was him and P. Diddy mingling and tingling or something, because the way he's acting like he is one of P. Diddy's side pieces. This is what Marlon is acting like right now. And it wouldn't be far-fetched because there are a lot of pictures of him and P. Diddy together. That's number one. Number two, I did a video a while back on Marlon Wayans saying that, I wouldn't be surprised, y'all, if he knew that Biggie and Tupac was going to get taken out. Because he did an interview on Shannon Sharp, I think it was Shannon Sharp. And he said that, 20 minutes before Tupac passed away, he got to say his goodbyes to him. And he got to say his goodbyes to Biggie 20 minutes before he passed. For him to be so close to Diddy now, in their little inner circle, who's to say he didn't know? If they had something to do with it, who's to say he didn't know? Ask yourself that question. I said this a while back. This guy is, to me, pitiful, pathetic, running around here trying to get attention. That movie flop that he just did, a lot of people didn't like it. Him playing this little demonic role, trying to get his feet wet into, this elite mess. A lot of people just they wasn't feeling him. And I don't even think it was just the movie. I think it was just him. People just not feeling this guy right here. And before his movie came out, did you peep how he came to him and his family, they got, awarded the Walk, whatever you call it, Walk of Fame and all that stuff. And right around that time is when him and his brothers came out talking about they smooth each other. That's how they practice, using their tongue and learning how to bat on each other, y'all. The boys in the family. And they got a big family. So this is what the guys was doing. Well, where were the girls? What were they doing? I'm just asking y'all, okay? I wouldn't be surprised if this guy wasn't one of Diddy's boo things, okay, y'all? He is really taking this hard. He's talking about 50 Cent is gonna get his karma. He's trying to, kick, P. Diddy while he's down. And he's not really talking about everybody else that P. Diddy did dirty. Look at all of these people, artists and everything that he cheated out of money, all of that stuff. I didn't see Marlon Wayans coming out saying nothing about Diddy getting his karma. So why is it a big thing that now that 50 Cent is bringing everything to light, which everybody already knew a lot of the stuff that was on there anyway, why he's so upset about it? Ask yourself this question: why is this one right here so upset about it? Unless, and he is backdoor hurt about this situation. Is it because his boo thing is locked up? This should be right up his alley to be going to visit him. I'm just saying, y'all. 50 Cent responded by putting up the white chick's picture of this guy running around here with a dress on and trying to be a woman. He put that up, and it even got worse. It got even worse because Marlon turned around and responded to this by putting a video up. He put a whole video up. Now, y'all, look, we gonna talk about the video. Let's get to this the karma part that he said first. Marlon Wayans warns 50 Cent of karma from new Diddy documentary. And he's serious. He's serious. It's amazing how a lot of us kept saying, who all gonna come out and say something about this case or whatever, because we know a lot of celebrities know a lot, but they just being quiet. Now, at first people thought that they were scared, but I beg to differ. I think a lot of people didn't come out and say nothing because they partied with Diddy. They hoping they bums gonna come out the closet. So they just trying to be as quiet and still as they possibly can and hope that everything will go away and blow over and their name don't get mentioned. This is what I think, but some people just can't help themselves. Some of these, mingle tinglers and backdoor wranglers, they can't help themselves. They showing just how mad they are about this whole situation, and this is one of them. Is he showing that his allegiance to P. Diddy and Jay-Z and them little inner circle? Is he showing his allegiance, y'all? Because this is what it's seeming like right now when it comes to Marlon. Marlon is taking this really serious, okay, y'all? He posted up a video today after 50 Cent put up the white chick's picture. And Marlon posted this up saying, Marlon Wayans just enjoying life and my cigars. Calm before the storm. So to me, he's acting like he's throwing a lot of major little threats out there at 50 Cent. And he making himself look bad because this ain't your post session. This is between 50 Cent and P. Diddy. It has nothing to do with him. Why he want to throw himself in the middle of it, I have no clue. But I said this guy, something was wrong with him way back in the day when they did that Respect movie. When he did that Respect movie, and I said that the person that, the female that played, what's her name? I done forgot her name, y'all. What was the Respect movie? Let me pull it up real quick. Jennifer Hudson. Y'all remember when he did that Respect movie and with Jennifer Hudson, and then they started dating, and it was so many things that was like 10 up a separate to the fights of brewing in that relationship, and all of a sudden I did that video, and all of a sudden they broke up. Y'all remember that? And I said that she got to be careful. She did a Respect movie. They put church stuff in that movie. But at the same time, they have 666 on the wall when she was going up the stairs and all that. Y'all remember when I did that video on that? And I said that she better watch herself because the way that they're showing her, and it's a pattern of other celebrities that were taken out with separate to the fights. And I said that it's the same pattern with her now that she was with Marlon Wayans, and then all of a sudden they broke up right after I did that video, y'all. They broke up. And I ain't heard nothing else about them two together after that. And I think that he's in his feelings right now. I really do. His movie flop. Ain't nobody really feeling him about nothing. And he tried to act like, well, some of my movies, people thought they were flops, but they end up being, classics and this and that and this. Your movies are classics for people laughing at you, not laughing at what you were doing. They are laughing at you with the white chicks and this and that. A lot of people feel like you're corny. And this is why they never really care for this guy at all. And then the more that they talk, the more that's coming out about him and his brothers and how his family life was and this and that and this, the more that people ain't feeling the Wayans brothers, period, y'all. So is he in his feelings? Is this his way to try to get some attention? Or is he just, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Is he taking this a little too hard? Like, somebody that locked up his boyfriend. This is what it's looking like right now. And like I said, I would not be surprised. I think people are going to show their face when it comes to the situation. The only person that came out, well, of course, Jaguar Wright, she's been talking about this stuff all over the place. But one of the rappers that came out about the situation was Waka Flocka. And I was like, He was the only one man enough to come out and have some type of feelings about the victims. Everybody else is mad about it. A lot of other people. And then other people was just being quiet, like I said, because they don't want their bones to come out, because they were at some of those Diddy parties too. But 50 Cent got his hands full right now. A lot of people is putting up videos talking about, oh, 50 Cent is messed up now, and he this, he that. 50 Cent ain't thinking about these people. And I ain't no 50 Cent fan like that, but I'm not feeling him really caring about this. Every time 50 goes somewhere, he is like securityed up. Like his security ain't playing, they getting their money's worth. Okay? I don't think he got anything to worry about, to be honest with y'all. And like I said, Netflix, him teaming up with Netflix, and Netflix making sure that they dotted all the I's and the T's, crossed all the T's. If they did it, then 50 Cent did it too. They can't come at them for nothing. If Diddy would have did what he's supposed to do and paid somebody for the work that they did, that tape would have never saw the day of light. But if it would have been on his terms. And everybody else that's coming at 50 now, you're just making yourself look bad. Ja Rule coming out, speaking against 50. This is somebody that security even said was in a room with Diddy, and they were in their birthday suits together. So Ja Rule need to go sit down somewhere. That's another one. The gang definitely need to go sit down somewhere. Marlon Wayans, ain't nobody checking for you. Don't nobody care about you. Please, like literally nobody cares. When you all first came out with Living Colors, look what y'all came out talking about Sweat and Skittles stuff all the time. So it was just seemed like it was something that was in y'all blood in the first place. You and your brothers. And now that you come out not defending any of the victims that P. Diddy done victimized, okay? None of that. You coming out to defend P. Diddy. If you know how that makes you look, it don't make you look good. And if you was better off being quiet. I think Marlon Wayans' career is over. And he has nothing else to do, to be honest with y'all. He couldn't, get anybody to sacrifice. So now he is coming for 50 over P. Diddy.
That's real, niece.
A man in a dress is coming after another man for going after another man. So I'm just saying, y'all, who do this make? This makes Wayans look really bad, the Wayans. And I'm wondering if his brother and them telling him to stay out of it because it's not the fight. It has nothing to do with you. Or does it? The fact that he came out and he thought it was a joke that he said goodbye to Biggie and Tupac before they passed, that's red flags to me. Because it seemed like you knew something, just like Mike Tyson knew something about a lot of celebrities that was about to get taken out. He knew when Mo3 was about to get taken out. Mike Tyson knew a lot. And if Mike Tyson knew stuff, you think Wayans didn't get around and they was hanging out with Diddy and him and didn't hear some things? I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying. I find that highly odd that Tupac and Biggie passed away pretty much the same way. I find it odd that Marlon Wayans got to see them 20 minutes before they passed, both of them. As if they knew, and a lot of times they do. When they were going to take out King Von, when they were going to take out Young Dolph, when they was going to take out Mo3, a lot of people that people were going to take out, other people knew about it. People they were franchising around it. So for him, I think he just put his foot in his mouth. That's all he's doing. And I think nobody cares about Wayne, Marlon, and I'm sure 50 don't care either. I'm sure Wayne don't have 50 cents money. Let's look up Marlon Wayans. I just want to see what he working with. I know sometimes it don't be right, but I want to check anyway, y'all, to see what his net worth is. $40 million, estimated between 38 to $40 million, and that's because of old movies and stuff like that. That and his show that's probably still playing right now, whatever. So just say 38 to 40, like they said. 50 Cent is worth $150 million. This is what they're saying about 50 Cent. So, I think people just jealous. I think people are jealous. A lot of people running around here talking about they're going to do a documentary now on 50 Cent. This is what Marlon is saying. And it's going to be something else that's going to flop because nobody's checking for Marlon right now. After he admitted him and his brother was smooching on each other, especially with the tongue, okay, y'all? Nobody ain't feeling them like that. Marlon Wayans appeared to be the latest person to enter a petty back and forth. This is what they posted. And with Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, during a recent series of interviews, the actor and comedian shared his thoughts on the Netflix documentary, which he said he hadn't even seen it. He said part of him doesn't even want to see it. You know why he don't want to see it? Because his partner is on there. His partner. Wayans told the radio host, Big Boy admitted that he has yet to watch the docuseries because it's all skewed. Y'all, Lord have mercy. He said when you put stuff together, you create whatever narratives you want. These are not narratives. There's so many people that have dealt with him business-wise, his artists, and everybody that Diddy has dogged out. Well, why you don't have anything to say about that, but you got something to say about 50 putting it out there for the world to see it? Is he mad because Netflix is getting millions and millions and millions of views, and he could barely scrape the surface for his little movie that he just did? This guy seems like he is not only petty, but he's jealous, and he's just reaching right now. He's talking about 50 Cent did other women wrong too, so how can he talk? We gonna and Ja Rule coming out saying the same thing. But 50 Cent could have easily threw him in there too. Everybody been talking about, the security guard talked about how Ja Rule and 50, not 50, but and P. Diddy was in that room in their birthday suits. They could easily put that in there. Easily. He also could have put in the Wayans guy that I find it odd that every time somebody that your partner you defended was finna allegedly take somebody out, you got to come and say your goodbyes to him before they left this earth. 20 minutes, both of them. It's really, really odd. So I can't wait for part 2. I just don't see them stopping there. I see 50 Cent going further, putting more people on there, everybody letting them tell their side of the story. Do what the court system wouldn't let them do so far. Do what they wouldn't let them do. Put them in another series of another part 2 documentary of P. Diddy and let people hear their side of the story. It's their story to tell. Why not let them tell it? They did these little ones as far as Danny came them, making the band them, had them walking to go get something they didn't even want. But they just had them walking just because they could. Just because they could. So there's so many things that they could have put in there, extra stuff, other people that have been talking. So many people. That's why I say y'all gotta be careful of people rearing their face. Just like I said about Gene Deal. Gene Deal rears his face to try to debunk, Kurt Burrows. Somebody that know a lot. A whole heap of lot. Just like security knows a lot too. And
Yeah. And they watch people who take up for Diddy. Yeah. And they all have skeletons that they don't want to talk about. When you see somebody who was in one of them Diddy parties say this, now I wasn't there, I don't know, but I'm just saying, when you see somebody say, I never saw nothing crazy going on, that sounds kind of suspect.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up? This bruh man from the fifth floor, and you tuned in to Forgotten Kings TV.
Watch people who take up for Diddy. Yeah. And they all have skeletons that they don't want to talk about. When you see somebody who was in one of them Diddy parties say this, now I wasn't there, I don't know, but I'm just saying, when you see somebody say, I never saw nothing crazy going on, that sounds kind of suspect.
Yeah.
Right. First of all, you at a party where baby oil remnants are around, and you ain't never seen nothing crazy going on. I go to parties that wasn't Diddy parties, and I see shit to make me go time to get the fuck up out of here. Right. I'm going, this is what I want to say to the world. If you have sex with man, and you're a man, and you don't disclose that, you have never done anything right in your life. If you are a man who has sex with other men and don't disclose that to anybody around you, right? You are a liar. You are a Decepticon. And how can you build any type of relationship worth having with a Decepticon? I'm talking about business. Yeah. I'm talking about friendship. I'm talking about anything. We dodge the fact right here because we want to say a lot of other things. I watch people argue about, oh, ain't nobody got no business saying this about that. Ain't nobody got no business saying, you know, talking about a man when he down. And I'm just saying, I don't like talking about nobody when they down, but I'm just saying, if you in the music business, the devil is gonna reveal himself to you. There's no way around it. If you're in the music business, the devil is coming to do this to you. There's no way around it.
Excuse me.
Everybody who act like they don't know, guilty. Guilty. Almost everybody who say, well, and you're like, First of all, I can look at you. If you friends with that man,
He said the foxhole.
the foxhole,
To the club.
I agree.
Oh no.
If you friends with that man on a level like that, you know what's up.
Damn.
You know what's up. And if you want to act like you don't know what's up, do that. I see people out here acting like ain't nothing wrong, whoop-de-whoop. But here's the truth. If you was asked head on, have you ever allowed a man, or have you ever done a man intimately? Most of them will say, what'd you say? Because they don't want to talk about who they are. They want to talk about everything that's out there. And I'm watching it on the internet, and it's cowardly. I'm not saying no names, because if I say names, it's almost everybody in entertainment. So if you're trying to figure out who I'm talking about everybody that do movies and shit like that, who been around that man. They know what it is.
See people in the building.
Looks like 50 wants all the smoke with Marlon Wayans. That's right, y'all. Now, I'll admit, in my video yesterday, I did say, listen, Fifth, I'm not sure if this is the wisest move, okay? Getting into a roast battle
with a seasoned comedian, someone like Marlon Wayans. However, 50 went all the smoke, okay? After seeing this post, listen, it's safe to say that 50 is the smoking section at this point. So, ladies and gentlemen, get your drinks, grab your lighters, get your popcorn, because we have a roast battle, all right? And so far, people are saying that 50 is winning. I'm gonna be real. Now, again, last night, Marlon, he uploaded a picture of 50 in the hot tub with Diddy. I'm gonna be real. We later found out that those pictures were AI generated because, listen, if that was a real picture of 50 in the hot tub with Diddy, I'm telling you right now, that would have ended this whole campaign that's been going on behind the Diddy Netflix docuseries, The Reckoning. Okay, let's not confuse any of this with real beef between 50 and Marlon. No, 50's entertaining this to continue to keep the attention, right, on this project, The Reckoning. You know what I mean? This Diddy docuseries. So salute to 50. This is why they say he's a marketing genius, because again, he'll make a campaign out your ass. And right now, the battle has begun. So listen, ever since last night, Marlon uploaded that picture of 50 in the hot tub with Diddy. 50 returned fire, okay? As you can see here on the screen, 50 made a post on IG responding to Marlon. And as you can see here, Marlon is at a rainbow-themed photo shoot, okay? These images Marlon uploaded on his IG earlier this year. So again, these aren't, shocking pictures or anything of that matter. Hold on, let me go to the next post, boy. I'm crazy. There we go. But yeah, Marlon, he uploaded these pictures on his social media earlier this year. I want to say around the time he was going back and forth with Vlad, okay? But again, in 50's post, he says, Diddy got this boy trying to get at me. LOL, no AI. That's your vibes, boy. Keep my name out your mouth, okay? Like I said, after seeing this post with 50, listen, as we all expected, 50's not backing down. All right, he didn't back down against his BM. His son, it is what it is, okay? I don't even think God can get this man to stand down. I'm gonna just be real with y'all. But again, now that people have something to be entertained by, right? We got a roast battle between Marlon and 50 Cent. Now, of course, not long after this post, Marlon will then respond back to 50 with a message. Let's hear exactly what Marlon had to say, all right? Make sure to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah, let's get right into this clip of Marlon responding to 50 and his posts, okay? Let's check this out right quick.
So I'm gonna make it abundantly clear. I'm not here defending Diddy. I'm here because I got dragged into this because somebody asked me a question and I had an opinion. Nobody's wrong for giving an opinion about any subject, period. I'm not here defending Diddy. Don't let the narrative fool you or get to you. Once again, somebody's creating narratives. This is my point. So please look at the whole clip that I did and then look what happens with the narrative. And that's what I'm telling you. Y'all people don't be sheep. Use your brain, use your freedom of thought, freedom of speech, and don't ever let nobody bully you. Never. Don't let nobody bully you. You got me? Love. Now back to trolling this troll. All right, so I'm gonna.
All right, y'all, that was Marlon and his response to 50 uploading the pictures of him at the rainbow-themed photo shoot. Okay, according to Marlon, he says, listen, don't get it confused. I'm not here defending Diddy, okay? I'm calling out, 50 and his agenda, right, by creating a narrative, aligning himself with all of those who are on the outs with Diddy, okay? That's pretty much what Marlon was speaking about, how anyone can create a narrative, right? Think about it, even the person watching this video, we all have enemies. Marlon had to say, all right? Make sure to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah, let's get right into this clip of Marlon responding to 50 and his posts, okay? Let's check this out right quick.
So I'm gonna make it abundantly clear. I'm not here defending Diddy. I'm here because I got dragged into this because somebody asked me a question and I had an opinion. Nobody's wrong for giving an opinion about any subject, period. I'm not here defending Diddy. Don't let the narrative fool you or get to you. Once again, somebody's creating narratives. This is my point. So please look at the whole clip that I did and then look what happens with the narrative. And that's what I'm telling you. Y'all people don't be sheep. Use your brain, use your freedom of thought, freedom of speech, and don't ever let nobody bully you. Never. Don't let nobody bully you. You got me? Love. Now back to trolling this troll. All right, so
All right, y'all, that was Marlon and his response to 50 uploading the pictures of him at the rainbow theme photo shoot. Okay, according to Marlon, he says, listen, don't get it confused. I'm not here defending Diddy, okay? I'm calling out, 50 and his agenda, right, by creating a narrative, aligning himself with all of those who are on the outs with Diddy, okay? That's pretty much what Marlon was speaking about, how anyone can create a narrative, right? Think about it, even the person watching this video. We all have enemies. Anyone can create a documentary, create a narrative, and then get those who are not your best friends, right? Those who are your ops, your enemy, to partake in this documentary or this docuseries. You know what I mean? And then expect people to take everything for face value. It's a lot that went into the Diddy trial. A lot of people got exposed for lying, right? Little to no credibility. These are the things that weren't addressed in the docuseries. It's a lot of claims. Now, again, for the record, we seen the video with Diddy putting hands and feet on Cassie. There's no justification for that. You know what I mean? Even some of the things that he's being accused of. I mean, you'd be a fool to defend someone doing these things. If true, like, that's crazy. Because again, we got family. You know what I mean? But it's good to see Marlon clear it up because that's pretty much where, the people are conflicted. There are those who feel like Marlon is right for calling out 50, and then there are other people who feel like, Marlon, you're crazy. You're defending Diddy? Come on. So listen, like I said, this back and forth between Marlon and 50, it's turned into a full-fledged roast battle because not long after, Marlon would then post another post. Let me show y'all. I'll make sure y'all caught up on this back and forth. But Marlon posted this picture of 50 on I want to say this is the Many Men video. And in the caption, Marlon says, where you get all that baby oil from, Curtis? Many men rub all upon me. Hey, yo, Marlon is wild, man. Listen, I told you, he's a seasoned vet. You know what I mean? We talking about jokes. This is Marlon's arena. So, hey, like I said, grab your popcorn because this is going to pretty much go on for the rest of the week. This is what I believe. Because again, 50 understands marketing. He understands the more people talk about this project, the more people are tuning in. You get what I mean? We going on week 2. So Netflix, did you get your money's worth doing business for 50? Because now, he going to stock it to your pocket on the next round of negotiations for the next project. But again, this is Marlon, doing what he does best. Like he said, trolling the troll. And check this out. This is, another video uploaded by Marlon saying, some people just be lying. Come on, Curtis, stop, okay? He's showing a video of window shopper with 50 going shopping with Mace, okay? I ain't gonna front. Marlon is crazy. Like I said, this is interesting because I don't think anyone expected 50 and Marlon to be going at it. But here we are. Like I said, here's the image again that Marlon uploaded last night showing 50 in the hot tub with Diddy. Now, again, when I seen it, I ain't gonna front. I'm like, nah, ain't no way. There's no way that someone has a picture of 50 in the hot tub with Diddy touching shoulders. Come on, y'all. That's why I'm glad to see that, this is all AI. Now, I will say, I did see people in the comment section say, listen, 50 uses AI all the time. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is, all right? When 50's using AI Diddy, it's all good. But when somebody uses AI against him, it's a problem. Come on, y'all. Y'all got to be consistent. I understand. 50's your favorite rapper. Marlon's your favorite comedian. But they entertainers. They going to send their shots. Let's at least be consistent in what we call out, 50 on or Marlon on. Certain people, they get away with things based on the money they have. You know what I mean? Based on their fans. It is what it is. But like I said, when I seen this picture, I said, oh, hell no. Ain't no way 50 was in the hot tub with Diddy like this, because that would ruin this whole Diddy Docuseries campaign. You get what I mean? People would look at 50 differently, like, yo, you mean to tell me you was in the hot tub with this man? Come on, Fifth. Now, as we all know, 50 and Diddy, they've had a relationship in the past, but according to 50, things went left the moment Diddy asked him to take him out shot. And I ain't gonna lie, no grown man should be asking another grown man, let me take you out shot. Okay, we know there's exceptions. Don't come in my comment section. But what if I just came home from jail and listen, this is not that. All right, 50 was already up. He had money. The hell I'm gonna need another man to take me shot for? I can understand how 50 looked at that. Like, yo, you wild. But come on. Like I said, this back and forth with 50 and Marlon, man, I'll be the first to admit, like I said, I didn't think this was a wise move for 50. But here we are, man. Here we are. Like I said, y'all let me know. What are your thoughts on this back and forth between Marlon and 50 Cent? All because of Marlon stating his opinion on the Diddy Netflix docuseries titled The Reckoning. Again, what are your thoughts?
$50 and Alexandria Stapleton, the docu-series, Sean Combs' The Reckoning, #1 on Netflix, ahead of Stranger Things. I mean, it is more successful than I imagined people even thought it would be. What's your response to how well it's doing?
I expected it to be #1. I told Alex in advance that she should expect to prepare a award speech in advance, because I got a chance to see the details of it as it was developing, and I felt like I could feel it was going to be a big success. But when it comes to Over Stranger Things, I didn't anticipate that much success, because that's a big franchise to me. Like, I've been over the years watching that.
Yeah.
You know?
Alex, what's this been like for you? And coming into this, like, what was sort of the core mission that you wanted to accomplish in doing this docuseries?
I think, and just to kind of like roll off of what 50 was saying, I did not believe that I did not believe that it was going to be this crazy, but he's been the biggest champion of it. And so I think the goal was, the original conversation that 50 and I had in sitting down and talking about it, in the wake of Cassie filing her lawsuit, which is when we kind of had our first conversation, like right then, was understanding that there were a lot of rumors in the industry. There was a lot of talk about, some of this bad behavior. I think Cassie's lawsuit, the level of detail that, getting underneath the hood and seeing the level of detail that she brought forward was really a lot to digest. And I think that both 50 and I were really interested in the nuances of tackling a story like this, like kind of understanding, where does the role of victim, begin and end versus like being a perpetrator, and kind of understanding cycles of violence and these kind of reoccurring patterns, and just seeing how complex the story was, and that no one was really treating it like that. Everyone was just very focused on salacious headlines and like with no context, And so I think for us, we wanted to put that care into the story.
But they did characterize it as a hit piece in the very beginning, is because they didn't get a chance to watch it, when they were saying that. And then after they see it, you see everyone's changed their mind, and it becomes the #1 doc.
But also, someone calling it a hit piece was a statement from Diddy's team. So, I mean, what's your response to Diddy's team? Of course, they're going to probably have an opinion. And then what's your opinion on people that just say that you're petty? Are you petty?
I accept that. I'll take that. I'll wear that. I'm fine. Like, I have antics that I've become comfortable with on social media because of the usage of social media. That's just that. You know what I mean? Like, but when they look at, they'll say, me deciding to go on ABC is petty. The morning show's the biggest show. Yeah. These people, they came from, it's a great opportunity to be on that actual platform. But they looked at it further and said, it's airing in prison, so this would be why I would like to do that. And it didn't come across as a reason not to. Of course, I was aware that it would be aired. And
for both of you, one of the other questions fans are asking is, you know, there are a lot of great and powerful interviews in this, but where are A-list celebrities? Where are people in his orbit that remain silent? Like, they've never really even spoken out against the allegations or anything that's going on. Are people just concerned about their careers? Are they afraid to speak out? Why is, because I remember Harvey Weinstein, right away everyone was like piling on and telling. Why is everyone afraid to say anything about Diddy?
It's a part of the hip hop culture. Like, they think that they are telling something, or just mind your business type of thing. Like, so if there's no, other than that, you would look, if I wasn't saying the things that you heard me say, there would be nothing being said at all. So
We had to take a moment for that. Respectfully, they asked that man about him saying what he's doing. And if people actually look at this, they'll think that rap, hip hop is all based on the likings of Diddy. Whatever Diddy does, whatever Diddy says, whatever Diddy puts into play, that allows us, and then by him being a gatekeeper, that basically says you have to be like Diddy to come into the game. Now think about this. So many people have come into the rap game. But who knew you had to be this way? Only because Diddy had them at his house. Do you know how many people he had at his house? We can name names right now. Let's just go down the list for a second. Diddy is a gatekeeper. So many rappers have been to his house before they actually drop. And then he's on camera laughing, humiliating, and disrespecting these men. There are also actors. What's that one sitcom? What's that one show name? What's that one show name? What's dude name, Chris? That's on that show. It's a Netflix series. It's not a Netflix series, no. It's a different series. The dark-skinned guy, it started in LA. Him and his friend started whipping up, you know, the cocaine. Him and his uncle and the uncle auntie, they all was a part of it in this series. What am I talking about? My family in here gonna tell it like it is. Johnny know what's up. You see how I just said that? You see, my niece just came, and then Chris came right behind. See, I be knowing who know. My niece came with it, and all I had to do is, Chris, you know what it is. Snowfall fam. You see how fam just let me know? Snowfall fam? Yeah. Now, that man was at Diddy's house on a video as Diddy and them was laughing at him. Let me say that again for the people in the back that don't believe what the hell I just said. The leading actor of Snowfall was at Diddy's house. They was laughing, he was laughing, making a mockery of him, and basically just letting us know that, yeah, this what it is. He over here with me. He already know what got to be done. You doing this, daddy. He calling him daddy and all of that. He calling him all of these names. Man just humiliating. And whatever that man just did or did, is self-spoken for because he at Diddy's house. This is what I mean by the control of this man being a gatekeeper and using his powers and taking advantage of the levels of his powers. I'm not saying that the industry don't agree with what he's doing, but what I am saying is that it's at a point where it makes music industry just look weird. It makes the music industry just look sick. It makes the music industry look like, why would you want to be a part of it? So nobody wants to be a part of it, because at that point you have to create your own music industry. See, me within itself, I've been a part of a lot for a while. But the fact of being an independent matters. I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican, I'm independent. All the way across the board. And the reason why we have to make sure that we align ourselves with these understandings is that, again, if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for whatever's on your situation. And I got to say that again. If you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. And I'm going to tell you something right now. A lot of y'all ain't standing for nothing. You don't agree with Diddy and what he's doing or what he did, but that don't mean you stand for something. Did we get that right? Oh yeah, let's get this right tonight, for real. Just because you don't agree with what Diddy did don't mean you stand for something. And I feel you, niece. Niece said, and now that it's out, why people still want to be famous, I guess, morals. See, the biggest thing is that the natural of us as a human, the natural of us being in poverty, the natural struggle would make you still just want to be famous, would make you still want to be more than what you are in, makes you more than what you've been through. It's not the fact that people just want to be famous. And I'm going to be honest, in the black community, we've never been famous. We've only been famous for hurt. So we don't really get a chance to stress about still wanting to be famous for having a name, wanting to be famous for just being Dealatofficial, wanting to be famous for just knowing I'm alive. We famous for slavery. We famous. Don't play with me right now. We famous for the underachievements. We are famous for the lack thereof. We are famous for not being. We are famous for nothing. You ever been famous for nothing? Oh, no, I don't think you understand what I mean by nothing. We are famous for nothing. You know how people are famous for having a career that does music, famous for these objectives, famous for these accolades. Thank you, Lord. Accolades. Famous for all of this. But see, we're famous for nothing. We're famous for being slaves. We're famous for Black History Month. We're famous for Red Summer, when the blood ran down the streets, when they just slaughtered us all. You want to get famous? Let's get famous. See, it's a difference in you being famous from where I come from with this skin color than being famous for whatever you trying to represent. Because, see, we famous in the history books for something you wouldn't want to really be famous about. You understand me? We famous for the struggle. We famous. So when we talk about people still want to be famous, see, we want to be famous for just living. We want to be famous for accomplishing. We want to be famous for achieving. We want to be famous for the goals that we set and surpass. We want to be famous for something more than what our skin color did. You understand me? So when people still want to be famous today, in the midst of what we're hearing, it's because we never got the real famous, and we never got the lights, the camera, and the action. We only got it for just being in blood. So yeah, people still want to be famous. And they want to be famous for the gifts. They want to be famous for the talents. They want to be famous for what we earned each and every day we wake up and get right. Hit that like button, subscribe. You better listen to what's going on here. It's a reason why we want to be famous, niece. I hate that famous look like that, but shout out to 50 Cent that can break somebody down and say, hey, no, that ain't what fame is supposed to look like. That ain't what famous is. And that damn sure is not what hip hop is what about. That boy Diddy had something to do with Pop, allegedly. Biggie, allegedly. Hit that like button, subscribe right now. Let's go.
You would assume that the culture is for those behaviors.
I also think that it's really important for people to know that of course,
are people just concerned about their careers? Are they afraid to speak out? Because I remember Harvey Weinstein, right away, everyone was like piling on and talking. Why is everyone afraid to say anything about Diddy?
It's a part of the hip hop culture. Like they think that they are telling something, or just mind your business type of thing. Like, so if there's no other than that, you would look. If I wasn't saying the things that you've heard me say, there would be nothing being said at all. So it just be, you would assume that the culture is for those behaviors.
I also think that it's really important for people to know that of course, in making this film, there was a lot of effort that went into contacting so many people, to come to the table and to sit. And so if you think that if you're watching this and you're like, and there's a lot of names on social media, they're like, where is this person? I want to see what they have to say. You can probably just assume that we reached out to those people and we either, they either declined or they never got back to us or, for whatever reasons, for their own personal reasons, but it wasn't because the work on this side of the table wasn't done to conduct those reach outs.
Yeah. Fosworth Bentley, everyone, that's the one I hear the most. Like, where's the butler or whatever he was? I don't know. So who was, when you did finally get people that were willing to speak to you, how did you gain their trust? There's a lot of emotional, intense subject matter that they're going through in this docuseries.
But it's that. I think she relaxed them. Her communications, and when she spoke to them about her intentions of how to develop the project, that they became more comfortable with it. Like, a lot of times, I wouldn't get into details with them until she actually had communications with them. You don't know what fits, what doesn't fit, or how she wants to tell a story.
And I think that people also have to remember, this kind of goes into why some people chose to be a part of it and some people didn't. We started this before there was an indictment. So, the air, the vibe, when we first started this, people were really afraid because it wasn't obvious that he was going to be indicted. It wasn't obvious that he was going to have to go to jail. And I think that there was still a lot of fear about retribution and retaliation. And there's a lot of people that talk in this community and in this world. And so even talking to me or talking to 50, people, kind of the rumor mill, behind the scenes of people, that people were paranoid that just in having a conversation, that could be something that could get back to Diddy and his team. So there was a lot of paranoia, a lot of fear. And I think that's a big part of why a lot of people didn't participate. And then the ones that did come forward and did agree to talk, there were a lot of, my goal was just for them to know, whatever you want to share, the good, the bad, and the ugly, or, I'll take, I just want your truth. That's what we're after. And as a documentarian, you can only craft a story based on, the facts that you get coupled with the interviews and the information, that's being given to you and vetting that.
How difficult is it to vet stories that come forward? I mean, did you speak to people that you didn't end up using in the docuseries?
We had a lot of conversations. There were a lot of, conversations with people that were very much behind the scenes that are not, on camera. There's a lot that's like not in the series, that we talked about with the people that actually did participate. I mean, there's a lot of conversations, a lot of phone calls, a lot of, and even with 50, I mean, he can speak to that, but it was just endless because there was so much incoming going on. And at the end of the day, we only have 4 hours. And I think that a lot of people feel like they want, besides seeing more people, they want more, parts of the story that have been out there. But there's only so much TRT that we have to put the story together.
Yeah, but Alex, now Netflix may feel different considering the numbers.
Yeah, there might be 4 new parts. Do you have that in your bandwidth?
I no comment right now. I'm trying to rest.
2 of the people making a lot of waves are the jurors that speak out. I give them credit for coming forward, but they are not being well received in social media. So what were they thinking? And what was it like for you to get that insight? Because, I mean, that's what people really wanted to know. So I do give them
Hold up, Theo. Listen, fam. You emailed No Filters. I need to make sure we clear. You hear me, Theo? Did you email No Filters, fam? I need to know. Theo, let me know, fam. Did you email No Filters, man? So that's your email. That's Joe Mathis. Just want to make sure we know that's you, fam. Your shirt is in the mail and on the way, my brother. I truly appreciate you for your membership. I truly appreciate your levels, your love, your day one loyalty, you being down with the team, and just overall support, fam. You hear me? So letting Theo know your shirt is in the mail. Letting Nikki Love know your shirt is in the mail. And the raffle is definitely back on and popping. Coming up the last Friday of this month in December, family. Bam! Don't get it twisted. You get your color, you get your shirt, you get your swag. All of that in one, family, just to make sure we understand what's really real. You understand? That's a real thing, fam. Never, my G. We all family here. And I don't forget about my kids. And that's family. So, yeah, like I say, when you family. And we want to make sure everything's solid. It's a difference in your timing and where you stay from where I'm at. That those things have been sent off and that timing is a solid move to make sure that it does reach you at the appointed time it has to forever state you in. Again, family, I appreciate your respect, your love, and everything that goes into this. And you being down, family. Nene Love Savvy TV. Definitely support, sponsored by Savvy for Life. And all the above, my G. So it's real, my G. That's how we coming, that's how we going. Let's go.
A lot of credit for sharing their side of the story.
I think that, it is important for people to realize that they do make very valid points. First of all, I think that all of the jurors obviously stood behind what the decision was. And, I would be curious to know, like, after seeing this whole series, what their opinion.
Okay, so for those that don't know, I had everybody go back and look at the 50 Cent documentary. I told you to come here and tell me something that you got out of it that you were shocked by, that you seen back then, but now that we know what we know and that we know the wisdom of how they get down, what are you shocked by that you seen back then, but now because of the wisdom that you know now, it's shocking now. So that's why I had everybody pull up, check it out, and then I wanted to show you 50 Cent and the actual, this is the actual producer here, director of the actual documentary. Look at her. Beautiful black woman. 50 Cent went and got her. She was able to authentically put together this docuseries and really hit pinpointed situations. She said that they started before the indictment. So that means that they didn't bury 50 Cent in the midst of his struggles in the indictment. They already started to get on 50 before 50 was even indicted. So that should tell you further that they had already been looking into burying this man for how he came and what he didn't do. And you got to understand, you have to be powerful to fight power. Power got to fight power with power. You got to fight power with power. And you got to do it with smarts and wisdom. And I'm not saying that 50 Cent is a saint. I'm not saying 50 Cent is an angel. He is definitely not God. You understand? But what I am saying is that it takes people that are in their, that's still in their right mind. Even though we've done things that are wrong, people that still have, that's still in their right mind. That don't mean I'm not in my right mind because I did something wrong in my lifetime. That don't mean that I can't think right because I've thought wrong for so long. That don't mean because I've robbed, killed, and destroyed that I don't take care of my kids or my family. You understand me? Just because of things I've done don't mean I don't have morals. You understand me? That's the factors that I speak about when we say that don't mean we don't have morals. And 50 Cent has morals. He is seeing a man that literally is turning the industry upside down for his own nastiness. That is the issue here. Nee said he made Biggie pay for his own funeral and started working on his own music career ASAP. Yes. So when we talk about again, and see, this is the reason why you're going to make me go back and go over the stuff we talked about yesterday. Because these are the things that show you what Diddy was on. These are the things that show you he was in this game to get the power, the glory, the fame. All of the things that come with money, power, fame, glory, Hollywood, he was that. He was literally the blueprint of that. Let's go.
But I know that people there are people out there that the interviews are not sitting so well with, but our job was just to kind of present some of the questions, or to get people to talk about how the legal system works, how it works when we have matters of sexual assault, and how complicated it is. And I think that one very interesting comment that Juror 160 made was that she felt that he could be violent, but that wasn't one of the charges. And I think that, it's for a lot of people, that's something that's hard to hear, but on a technicality, she is correct that those charges were not brought forward, against Sean Combs. Where it gets into coercion, like that is that's where it gets very nebulous.
And I think at that point where you realize and you say, hey, okay, if you've seen the documentary, it comes on 6 days after 6 days before he's actually charged. Red flag. And then he has on this necklace that represents what he's a part of. red flag. Point I'm making is that at the end of the day, everything is still planned. Everything, even in his demise, it is still planned. He is still planning his demise. He is still going down with a plan, a narrative. And that's how you know he's sick even in the mind, because he's going downhill in a narrative. So it almost makes you think that, again, this wasn't coincidence. This was planned. They chose to take Diddy down in this fashion and say, hey, you're going to be the post boy to keep everybody distracted from what we want to do with the world. Let me say that again for people that didn't get that. That further had let me know that they told Diddy, let me tell you something, brother. We about to take you through the worst. We about to take you through something you ain't been through. And we doing it all for the cause that you signed up for day one. Yeah, when you signed, when them 9 people died, or my fault, them 9 people was unalived at the Diddy and Heavy D celebrity party at a basketball situation, and them people came in there and bum rushed everything. Yeah, when you signed up with them people with Andre Harrell and them telling you how to do this and do that, yeah. I bet you ain't know they can give you the world and you can do all this sickness. But when they call you, when they call you and say, oh, it's your time. So you got to understand, when you get with them people, you better hear me right now. When you get with them people, you always get that call to let you know it's your time to shine or it's your time to decline. You understand me? It's either your time to shine with them people or your time to decline. And it's all a part of a system and a narrative that has to be pushed out because of what they've already put out. So when you sign up with them people, trust me, they can give you the world and make you smile, but they also can give you tears and make you cry because you have to be a part of the system that they created. And the fact that you signed up for it, it's going to come back around. So again, they've given Diddy, and Diddy has given them his life. His entire life. When I say Diddy has given them everything they wanted, whoever they wanted gone, whoever they didn't want the way Diddy wanted stuff done. And you got to understand, them elite people probably not that much pressure. Diddy probably went to them like, hey, I want this person gone because they in the way. I want this person gone because they in the way. I want this person out of the way. This person is causing me havoc. I want Tupac and Biggie gone. As a matter of fact, I want Tupac and Suge gone because they taking over the West Coast and I don't know how to beat them. So I want them moved out the way. And then I want Biggie gone because he trying to do what he want to do, the right thing. And I want him to stay right here with me. So then you going to knock him and get him out the way. And then use that energy, use that focus to come up in the world. And you know what's funny? We never cared about it at the time. We never paid attention. Nobody was sitting back like, wow, look at Diddy over here making a come up off of Biggie death. Nobody was thinking like that. Nobody was breathing like that. Nobody could even fathom those thoughts. But now that we know what we know in the way we know how they move and do things, that's what I meant by being shocked, fam. By the ways of the enemy and how he was moving back then, because we didn't even know. But now that we know, oh, this is an awakening. This is truly a reckoning. It's an awakening and a reckoning. Because at the end of the day, the baddest thing is that who knew that this man was over here trying to act like you could capitalize off of somebody's death? We never thought like that. Hell, I forgot. I knew I was at school when we found out Pac died, oh man, my whole day stopped. Yeah, that's how much we was invested in Pac. And even if Pac was an industry plant, we didn't even know the term industry plant back then. See, this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. All of the information we know today questions everyone's position of the past. Because of all the information we know today questions everyone's positions of the past. Even Tupac, we loved him. He can call us thug life, whatever. It don't matter. That man was an industry plant. He was put into position. Biggie was put into position as well. And Clyde Davis played a big role in that because he knew nothing without Diddy. And when he met Diddy, Diddy put that man in a position. That man put Diddy in a position. And from there, they knew that they could control hip hop and take over the game. And now to this day, it is a system that is untouchable, that can only be broken from within. And the only way they gonna break it is starting with Diddy. Because at the end of the day, we never knew Diddy was involved with anybody that had to unalive you to benefit from your unalive. And now that we do know that, fam, that further lets you know how valuable you are to the world. Because if you could pass away and someone else can come up off money off your death, that should make you feel some type of way, because somebody can just get rid of you and come up off of you. Ooh, hit that like button, subscribe right now. Let's go.
I think all that we were trying to do was to present, like, this is our legal system at play, and this is how it worked out, you know?
There's also a significant part of the docuseries that gets into just hip hop culture and Tupac and Biggie and everything that surrounded their death. You know, why was that important for you to have in the Series 50? And what do you remember about that timing? I mean, you were embedded in hip hop culture. So what was your opinion of that at that time? And were people sort of quietly saying things in the music industry that wasn't getting out?
Absolutely. Like I have a record, I rapped about that in 2006. You know, like there's a difference like between what they'll say to each other than what they would say in a docuseries. At this point, it's already common knowledge, like those things.
And outside of this story, I mean, this could probably go on for an hour, just this question, but from your perspective of someone who's been through Hollywood and music, I know Hollywood has its own set of problems, but the music industry, and this is just in general, not just about Diddy or hip hop, I don't know one musician who doesn't feel like they've been like royally screwed by the music industry. And just say it's terrible from artists who are barely signed and can't get their album out to Taylor Swift. So what is wrong with the music business? Like, what do you, I know that's a big question, but what's your opinion?
What was wrong with the music business is gone. It's different.
Okay.
There's no A&R going on. If you think the artist that would have been a writer because he's like 600 pounds and they're saying he's not marketable. If he's still a talented artist, they would have took those songs and let him be a writer for someone they thought had a higher probability of sales. So now you'll see that guy with his record will come out because he'll put it on iTunes, on YouTube, and it can take off and take into the world of songs.
He's talking about people like Big X. He don't want to say their name, but he's talking about Big X.
Now artists are meeting the audience before they meet the record company. And in the past, we had to work to earn the right for a major record company to see you as an artist. And then, so you build a reputation in a 10-block radius where you're from, and then it starts to grow outside of that. And when you come across the right people in the business, you'd have an opportunity. That was the difference. And like, that's where that whole
I love you
A&R
too, higher level.
division and things that where he actually grew as an executive to turn into somebody that would have a subsidiary to the company and partner with the major label to finance the artist development and kept consistency going. So Bad Boy became like a big company in the business, but those things are not happening that way anymore. It's different. Technology changed the way the business functions, so it's not the same process. Yeah.
And Alex, what was it like for you as the director to make sure you incorporate, I mean, everything that he contributed musically with all of this other stuff? Like how did you sort of fuse all of that together?
Well, that was also, I think a thing that 50 and I were also very much aligned on, that, the theme of this conversation is that there was so much to understand how his empire kind of broke apart, and to understand how he, fell from grace. You have to understand the world that he created, and you have to understand a lot about the culture. And I think that was very much a missing piece or a missing ingredient with other, stories. And I think in this film, the balance of understanding his contributions, understanding the ecosystem that he created is, it's very impressive, what he was able to do in such a short time frame. And then when you start to understand his ecosystem and his relationships and how he was actually kind of mixing the streets with corporate money, mixed with artists, you start to understand how if there's no one checking, if he's his own boss essentially and kind of running the show, how he could amass so much power, and how a lot of that power could go so unchecked, and how he was able to silo so many different people from kind of like staying in their lane. So then you don't understand what's happening over here, in conversations, in the boardroom. And I think that, going back to the second episode when we talk about what happened with Tupac and Biggie, I think that's kind of that's an example on a very large scale of a lot of conversations that were alleged to have happened, but how he was able to kind of to be the Diddy of the, for MTV or, the VMA Awards, and he could kind of separate all of these things from happening. And I want to add too, just to go back to the Tupac of it all and the Biggie of it all. One really important thing I think for people to remember is that, for me, I'm researching, I'm finding, recordings, and with Keefe D, he is telling you the story of Tupac. He is telling, this is from Keefe D, this is not from 50 or from Alex Stapleton. I'm cutting proffer tapes of him telling the story of all of these meetings that he had with Diddy and how, from his perspective. And to us, it felt very important to let those tapes play because they're from law enforcement, A, and then B, he is currently being incarcerated and held and awaiting trial for that murder. So I think that's like a very important thing to remember when you're watching this, that's what we're presenting to you. It's not like one of us going on the screen and being like, this is what happened.
What do you think about like a possibility of him having some sort of comeback when he gets out of prison? Do you think that's
And it's so sad too, because Tanya Robinson says, just to think, I thought Diddy was handsome when he made that, I need a girl to ride, I need a girl to I need a girl, I need a girl in my life. Now knowing what I know, she put the throw up face. My niece said T.I. gonna get cooked too, cause he nasty. And then she had where Nene at. Shout out to Nene Love Savvy TV. You all know in the building somewhere, listening from far or listening from early. But now the situation with Loon, Loon, if you go look at Loon, Loon did a video, interview with, I forgot who is that rapper, freestylers that talk a lot in the barbershop. He did an interview with that guy in his barbershop, but not his barbershop, but where his stuff be at. And Loon got this big beard, all of that. And you could tell that Loon, and you gotta understand something too. This is what I was finna say. For Tupac to talk about thug life, how wrong, where they born, man. Think about all of the songs that he was writing and the ways he was writing it. But yet he thought about taking care of his people. Brenda's got a baby. And think about this for a second. If you go back to that interview that we watched yesterday, there's an interview of Tupac where he was 14 and he was very feminine and he was very just living, just lifing and just wanted, he was a tree hugger, basically a tree hugger, okay? And I'm saying that because when you're an industry plant, they have to take you and change you and turn you into something. The elements of you is the look, the energy, the aggression, the personality. But they have to take that and put it in a bowl and then voila, magic. And that's what you get Tupac. You understand? That's exactly how that works. And for the Pac to be a dancer, because you got to understand, he went to a school of arts. He was a dancer. He started writing poetry. They used his poetry as his lyrics for music. I'm trying to tell you how they turned this man out. They used his poetry as lyrics for music. And in the midst of that, you can't really think that the Black Panther movement really gave him some aggression. I mean, everything played a role, but at the end of the day, they took him out of something and put him in the industry. And that is called an industry plant. They take you, they put you in her, they put a seed, they plant a seed. You are the seed. They plant you in the soil, they water you with money, knowledge, power, all of that, and they watch you grow in front of the people. That is exactly what Tupac did. Now, when we talk about T.I. and Tiny, Tiny has been down with whatever T.I. is with, and you got to understand something. Just like Gucci Mane is being controlled, you need to understand something. Tiny was here before T.I. Let me say that again for the stupid people that ain't, or that don't get it. Tiny was here before T.I. Tiny knew the game before T.I. She didn't do nothing but get with T.I. T.I. got with Tiny, and they both became what the game requires them to be. See, you got to understand something. A lot of people are not sick. These people are not messed up. But you got to understand, they come into the game, and then they get with a person that knows the game, and then they become the game and what the game allows them to be able to live, have kids, and still live their life with the elite. Tiny started the threesomes. Tiny started the menage a trois. Tiny had already had that going on. All she did was hook up with T.I. and have his kids. And you got to understand, when you do the Peace of Gates, when you do the initiations, when you do these things, you come up in the world. You stay in the world. You survive in the world. You become a person of the world, period. Because why? You've been here for think about how long Tiny been here. She was a part of the group Escape. Escape came out in what year? Family, tell me now, please. When did Escape come out? Time after time. Was that SWV? I might be singing the wrong song. When did Escape come out, fam? 92. That's my Nicole. You know you family. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, because you family Monday through Friday, Nicole. I want to make sure you here. Because once I get my eyes on you, I know it's you. Nicole. So 92 Escape come out in night. So think about it. 92 Escape. When did T.I. come out? Tell me when T.I. came out, Nicole. Since you know, I'm waiting on Nicole. When did T.I. come out, Nicole? Hit y'all drink, hit y'all food, and hit the weed if you smoking. Hit it now. Okay, Nicole ready. That's family. That's what I tell you. That's why, you see what I'm saying? She ready. She with me. She with me. What we talking about? T.I. came out 2004. So the 2000 would bring T.I. out, as Nicole said. The 2000s just ushered him out. So think about it. 92 Tiny. Okay, Tanya. That my family too. Tanya said 2004 on the dip. Okay, so we all together. Nicole, Tanya knows we all together. 2004. So think about this for a second. Tiny come out with Escape in 92. What the hell you think was going on in 92? And then she meet T.I. I'm the king, beat. I like my beat down low, and my top leg back, and my right here low, and my up leg back. I like my beat down low, and then my up leg back, and my head. So Tiny like, what was Escape? The time after time who sung that song? Was that Escape or SWV? I feel like that was SWV. Time after time okay, so that's SWV. Okay, so Escape music coming out in 92, fam. And then all of a sudden, T.I. come out 2004 and they link and now they alive. Okay, Theo said weaken the knees. Yeah, that is them. So think about this for a second. Just kicking. Okay, there we go. Nicole! Give me the song I need. Just kicking. Just kicking. So when you think about that, fam, I'm just trying to tell y'all can't talk about T.I. and act like he was tripping because he was with the folk that was already in the game. Point I'm making is, we have ourselves in a situation of knowing women and men, the crave of a woman to a man and a man to a woman. The woman that was already in the game and went after that man. And understanding how a woman controls the theory and the narrative in these positions of the years. Tiny went after T.I. T.I. created with Tiny. Understand that the woman in the world controls the narrative of what is to be given and gave, because the woman is there to enter and the man is there to see. Men ought to be addressed, and men have to address a woman a certain way. And we are groomed to do that as a handler. Shout out to you, Chris. That boy just took it out of my face. You must have like felt it in my face. That boy said handler. You got it. That's exactly the case here. Shout out to all my women in the world. We thank God for the women, because without the woman, life will not multiply. Without men, we will not go nowhere. But the point I'm trying to make is you need to understand the level of a woman and what is required. So when we talk about who did what in their situation, Tiny played a big role in T.I. being who he is today. Get right. Who was on his hook on the first song, Nicole? Let's get right up in here. Oh, it matters because we need to understand the power of a woman. Oh, no, y'all got to hear me today. Y'all got to hear me right now. You need to understand the power of a woman. I don't think people really get it. Like, even in a woman's body, the makeup of a woman is still, even though she's so soft, there is still firmness in a woman, inside and out. That a woman can create the curriculum that needs to be followed as a man, because this woman knows what's needed. And as a man, you should know what's needed of this woman. That go hand in hand together. You understand me? You need to understand the power of a woman. You need to thank God for a woman. This is very serious. Because Diddy and the woman that created him put him in a movie. Had him looking like he was more than what he was as a young boy. You need to understand the power of a woman. So when we talk about people like Tiny, Nicole's talking about people like Candy, these people are very powerful. They play like they not, but they know the spell. The Kardashians. What's Gucci Man wife name? What's Gucci Man wife name right now? T-Bar Strong too. They know what's going on because she's still here doing her thing. What's the name wife name? Gucci Man wife name? Keisha Kior. Okay, niece and Nicole. Keisha, she off the chain right now. Powerful, very strong. I just want y'all to understand the level of strength. And when you talk about Diddy, Diddy had people raising him that were showing him sex, group sex, pornography, explicit things that was happening in his world as a young man, that the woman controlled and took over him. You hear me? You need to understand, when a woman has you in her bosom, you're done. You are locked down. It is over. I didn't say when she has you. I said when she has you in her bosom. You understand me? And because he's a product of his environment, niece, that's the case. So when we talk about him, we have to talk about him and understanding that a lot of things he went through wasn't because of him, it was because he was trained, taught, and a product of his environment. And I hate that, because a lot of us are a product of our environments. So it's hard to just sit here and slander Diddy as a human, because he only did what he was taught. He only did what he knew. But you know what's sad? You come across knowing what's wrong and what's right. Let me say that again. You can be doing what you're taught up until an extent of understanding and being told what's wrong and what's right. And when you come into that correction and that collection of what's wrong and what's right, in that moment, you become accountable. Let me say that again. In that moment, I don't care how old you are, when you identify wrong from right, you become accountable. And that's a real thing. Now, Nicole, family, Diddy Daddy was a real respected man, but the sad part about him being real respected was because he was a snitch. So you never want to be real respected from being a snitch. You never want to be real respected because you're a police officer. Because in the hood, it's a difference. And it plays a role for him because your daddy was a snitch. And now we looking at you like, who you gonna be? And all the while, long and behold, you the same way. So we know the apple don't fall far from the tree. And then we understand how he was trained. He was trained to make sure that he had leverage with everything and anything he did in the world. Let's get right in her. His daddy was a snitch. And Diddy knew what to do to become a snitch as well. So you can't walk around and be a paper gangster, try to put money on everybody's head, and you snitching? I mean, come on, man. Diddy was literally trying to run every aspect of the game. The crooked, the snitching, the gangster, the back door. I mean, he was playing every role. And I don't think he understood that ain't how the world works. Because real G's move in silence. So you can't be no gangster. But the point is, he was doing gangster activity. He was moving in silence in front of people's face. And it feels so bad because he really was, it was bingo. This man did every role to work, make you think he could never do any of it. And he did it all. So when we talk about why Diddy cannot be in the community, when we talk about why when he gets out, he has no barrier, he has no narrative, he has not a pinky, a toenail to stand on. And thanks to 50 Cent and his director, they have made it to where he may never get out. Because you need to understand, there are still lawsuits filed against him and court dates that haven't even been done yet. And some of these people court dates are in that Netflix documentary. See, now I know you fam Nicole. Because what I said earlier, I said he had to be the poster boy for the industry to give us something. Even if the industry is wicked, terrible, nasty, deceiving, and just demonized, they had to give us something or somebody. And I don't know, and I feel like it's because Trump's in office and we wanted those Epstein files so bad, so they gave us Diddy. We wanted those Epstein files so bad, so they gave us Charlie Kirk. We wanted those Epstein files so bad, so they gave us. You see what I'm saying, fam? That's what further let me know something's going on here that ain't never happened. You understand, Tanya? You feel me, Chris? You understand, Nicole? You get me, niece? You feel me, Theo? I felt like something is going on that is allowing them to let us know this information freely without us asking. So how? How did we get the privilege of getting this information without even asking? How did we just stumble across this all of a sudden? Don't sit in here and play with me like I'm not familiar with how they act. And boy, I've been here for a while. I'm trying to get you hip to what they're doing and the way they're doing it. How did all of a sudden this year everything just started dropping? Last year everything just started coming out like somebody said, forget it. Tell them everything. Just let it rip. Nobody thought about that, huh? Y'all was just like, oh my God, we finding out this, we finding out that, we finding out this. Oh my God, did he go? Oh my God, oh God, oh Lord, to where you about to fall out. And just like fam in here right now, so when we start to understand how they're doing things all in their time and and all on their watch. I want y'all to understand that everything is planned. And now that we know that, we can't be regular no more. Now that we know how they doing things, and now that they chose to let Jaguar Wright come out and talk. Yes, Jaguar Wright did come out and speak. You could go check that out on the homie channel, the Dialogue homie, on the Dialogue channel. Nicole says they can't let you get too close to the truth. But let me tell you something. They want us to know the truth. They want us to know right now. That's the thing. We could never do it, but now they want us to know it. And I think they want us to know it because the new age that's about to be coming out in this iRobot level, AI, everything. They want us to know because of what they finna do. There is no reason we should all know this. Why would we know all of this now? Why would all of this come out about all of these people now if they didn't want to let us know, hey, this is what it is. This is what it's been. This is what we own. And this is what we believe in. Now, pick a side, mother. Don't sit in here and tell me I'm tripping. That's what it is. They telling you pick a side. And as you see everything unfold and unravel every year, and when you say stuff like that, Candace Holloway, because we closer to the end, you know how many people believe you? You know how many people agree with you that we are closer to the end? How many people believe that we are in the end? Press 1 right now. Hit your drink, hit your food, hit your smoke. Realign yourself in the bed. Realign yourself on that couch. Realign yourself in that seat right now. You hear me? Adjust yourself. I'm about to adjust myself so you can understand what I mean when I say adjust yourself. Some of you women laying in the bed watching me right now. Some of you men sitting there chilling, rolling up. Adjust yourself. Uncomfortabilize yourself so you can get re-comfortable. You understand me? Yeah. Re-comfortable, fam. Adjust yourself. Because I really want to know who thought for a minute when I just said what I said, press 1. What? No, keep going. Press 1. I just said. You believe it's the end, press 1. Stand on that. You believe it, press 1. Don't be scared. You believe we are in the end, press 1. You don't even know what the hell the end is. Press 1 if you believe we at the end. Nicole just said nope. Chris said he believed we at the end. Oh no, we got a lot of people in here. That ain't enough. Who believe we at the end? You scared? Speak up. You believe we at the end? Speak on that shit. Open up your mouth. You believe we at the end and you don't even know what the end is. See, Nicole about to become a family member for real. Cause you hitting some stuff on the head. Yeah, see, and this is an amazing thing right now. This is amazing because I want y'all to know how many people think how they think. That's why I'm asking. If you think we're in the end, type 1. If you think we're not, speak up. Because this is an amazing point right now. You know how many people don't agree? You know how many people don't even know what the hell you? Yeah, you. Yeah, you. They don't even know what you talking about. Even when you say we at the end of what? Be specific. See, that's what I'm saying. You know how many people thinking differently today? Nobody's on the same page. Everybody's saying everybody's laws. But if you take a step back and think about what you're thinking and think that you know the truth, you almost have to make sure that it's logic, like 2 + 2 = 4. You almost have to make sure what you're thinking is logic for it to make sense, let alone for it to be the truth. This is an amazing time right now because fam just said, I think we're living in a time where life just resets. And then my other people in here said, I think that life is over and we will have to find our way. And then my other people in here says, the end is when all lies will be exposed with truth. Nicole says, April 1st, the New Year's, everyone needs to ground the 31st at 12 a.m. so we can receive our download. You heard that? I'm sure that I'm sure that made some people uncomfortable. Nicole said, April 1st, the New Year's, everyone needs to ground the 31st at 12 a.m. so we can receive our download. You could possibly be scared from hearing that. Me telling you we living in a simulation, you probably can be scared from that too. Ooh, hot water, boy. I'm talking about hot water, boy. People would almost be scared to hear something about ground yourself to be downloaded. But yet we're thinking about what is the source of us. Nobody really in here really knows our source. There are so many theories, so many books, so much talking that nobody really knows the source of us. Where does our source of come from? See, Theo says, no man knows the day or the hour, not even Yahshua. But when it gets close, the cue right out, some of us gonna be cooked. But you understand how nobody's scared that no man knoweth the hour. And I understand that, Nicole, being in our source. But in our source, nobody knows the source of power. In our source, nobody knows the direct line. In our source, nobody knows the memo or the pamphlet to the guide. You understand what I'm saying, Nicole? The source can be the source, but nobody knows the way. So we have to understand that even in our source and nobody knows the way, there's only one way. And no man come up unto him except through him. Which way you believe? It's so many ways. But which way do you believe, fam? And see, that's what I figured. Everybody gonna start calling on God. This is how the world works. Everything happens, problems come about. But when trouble arises, what we do, we call on God. And shout out to Donnie Bird said, which God? That's what I want to know. And when Nicole says we are him, we are connected spiritually, people don't really understand it either. Because they don't see, that's the thing. You have people that don't see God as God to be worshipped. They see God as one of us, that we are God. So we don't praise nothing. So when we type in Jesus, you really have to identify what you believe in and the beliefs of that goes with that. Hit that like button, subscribe right now. This is really real. You really have to identify your position. And because people start to speak and say things like that, Jesus, Yahshua, Jesus, it's all of the teachings that you believe. Think about it. Nicole has teachings that she was taught. Theo has teachings that he was taught. Me, Dilla T, I have teachings that I was taught. That is what the world, that is spiritual warfare. People always think spiritual warfare is God and devil or just spirits. But the spiritual warfare is literally us all believing in different spirits. Us all believing in different spiritual situations, which creates warfare. See, I'm trying to break down World War III for you in your face, and I'm trying to break down spiritual warfare that's been going on. People think like something just gonna automatically happen, and then we're gonna be up in here talking about world war. No! We are at world war now. World War III is now. ChatGPT, AI, Trump, all of this going on. This is a war of psychology, emotional. This is a war of nerves. You understand? This is a war of control by the narrative. This is a war of narratives to control your nerves. I mean, there's so many things to be said of the level of war that we're in now. And everybody thinks it's going to be shoot 'em up, pow, pow, bang, bang. No, it's not. It's an emotional, psychological war. I get what you're saying, Nicole, about us caring about our planet. But I would think first we need to know the source of the planet. And then once we all agree with the source of the planet and how energy and how the planet is preserved, reserved, and preserved, that's when we all can say, hey, this is how we take care of ours. But because we all don't agree, and because we all come from different situations that makes us automatically don't agree, nothing will be preserved. Nothing will be looked at as value because we all don't see it the same. Respectfully, I believe in that frequency, but I also believe that again, it is a frequency that exists, and yet we will never be on it because we're not on the same page. That's why we heard No Filters. Because as a family, we are on the same page. As a family, we are here to agree together. We are here to enlighten. We are here to understand, inform, and be aware. That if it walk like a, talk like a, we know what it is. That is why we're here, to be one, to agree one, to understand one. Because if we don't, and we are indifferent, don't agree, we will never come together to be solid. You understand? We have to come together to be solid, to fight the powers that be that want us and our kids to die. Let me say that again. We are here Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. with your boy Dealatofficial and my family, and this is No Filters. We are here to become one. We are here to, at some point, agree together. Because we are facing a level of war that is going to break us from within. It is going to break us from the inside out because we don't agree. And they know all they have to do is throw a narrative out there and get on our nerves, and then we going crazy and messing up everybody around us. So when we talk about coming together, being a family member, being in hit that like button, subscribe right now. Hit the notification bell and put it on all. You understand me? It is a reason you subscribe, and we here to save your life. Do you understand what's finna happen? Something's gonna happen in your city, and you're gonna have to evacuate. And you're gonna have to call one of us here at No Filters, Nicole. You know I love you. I appreciate you loving me. You're gonna have to evacuate your home or your town or your city. And you're gonna have to call one of us right here at No Filters to take you and your kids in, because they've just evacuated your city and shut you down. You understand me? Now, it's places like Chicago that's facing these problems. Places like Washington, D.C. facing these problems. California facing these problems. The point I'm making is, you're gonna need somebody one day. And you might not have a problem now, but the conversations that's been about your city, problems are coming. So again, this is a great time for you to learn something. This is an amazing time for you to become more than what you are. And this is an amazing time for you to understand. Nothing lasts. This will change. You think Atlanta's okay? You think Chicago is cool? Listen to yourself. Look at your city. Chicago is tough, talking bad, and your governor is not protecting nobody. They don't even want martial law there. Stop. It's coming. Atlanta, the place where everybody moves and grooves, the place where everything can happen at any time, they gonna shut y'all down so fast. Why? Because y'all don't stand on nothing. Atlanta is a place for people to travel through. You understand me? Atlanta is no place. It is a traveling place. Atlanta will be used to travel, to bring imported goods and ship out. You need to understand what will be done here. Use your brain. Nicole, I hear you. But again, the way you sound, you just sound like you're going off the same law that they created. Whatever law you're talking, you didn't create. I didn't create. The same law you're talking is the ones that created it. So at the end of the day, I want you to know, let that go. Because the same law you're talking and everything you're saying is going to be done or can be done or can go by, that's what they created. And by the way, they are breaking their own law. So what do you have to stand on? Nothing. Dion for peace, we will see. I'm sorry, Dion, you might not be here to see, because you're talking about we will see. You're not going to see me around to see. Why? Because I'm going to be put up somewhere making sure I'm straight in my family. I'm not going to be out here to see. You must then get proactive or being active. That's fine, Nicole. You got your route out, but where you going? And that's what I mean by having family here, no filters, understanding us as one, making sure we straight. Because at the end of the day, I feel sorry for those that have kids and family. Because when we talk about a route out, we're talking about a route in. Low key, that's what we do in the code. So we want to make sure we understand that's a real thing. Because we all got to be intact and make sure we understand that we got to read in between the lines. Because if we don't, we will get nowhere. And at this point now, 50 Cent and his director is scared of no one. They want you to know what they're doing at this point. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to put eyes on some of the activity that's been shown. Some of the most weirdest situations that Diddy has been.
What up? It's your boy back again doing another reaction video. Alright, so there's this documentary that came out. 50 Cent got with Netflix and did a documentary about your boy Diddy, man. He can't sell out the news. Like, he's been going through his shit, but people still attacking him. Like, they're still coming for him. Like, they want his head on the platter. And I came across this video. I've seen maybe the first 2 minutes. I was like, yo,
yeah, Nicole, it's real.
Like, you can see.
Did you hit that like button, subscribe? I need to know, did you do it or did you didn't? Did you do it or did you didn't?
B-A-L-O-Y or J. I don't even know if that's Belos. But anyways, this is like, what is it, the 20 weirdest.
All right, let's make sure we 9 p.m. You know it tomorrow.
Oh,
it's Monday through Friday. And we got a family reunion in Atlanta in next year. Get right.
So funny and so creepy, and I was like, yeah.
Tell her, Chris.
I gotta share this. Haven't seen anybody react to it.
Every Monday through Friday.
Quite sure people are about to. So I ain't saying I'm the first one to get to it, but yo, this shit's gonna be funny as hell. I know it's gonna be funny because the first one.
Trudy Richardson liked and sub. You good family. Let's make sure we locked in. We need to see your face. We need to know how you coming, how you going, family. We want to make sure you straight. You got kids, Nicole? You got kids, Trudy? I need to know. If we got kids, we need to make sure our kids together. We got kids, we need to know.
Man, forget it.
I got key. Yeah, I got key.
Diddy's a weird dude. From disturbing footage of Diddy's freak-off island to doing these satanic rituals on his victims, these are the 20 weirdest videos of Diddy. And first up, Diddy was caught on camera at an auction when he sold something terrifying.
Man, y'all gotta hear it. This is the only one I've seen. This shit, like, everybody's like
28. All right, fam, solid. So we're gonna make sure she's straight.
Yeah. And I would like to auction.
See some contest. He just stopped auctioning.
Okay, now I got all daughters. Yeah, shit.
Like this just shows. All right, this really shows how much of a, I ain't gonna say an asshole, but how his arrogance is. Like, he just thought he was like.
Shane, sir, 365. What's up, fam? You know how we coming, how we going.
It's just a 20th one.
The No Filter Cookout Fan Reunion, boy. You better be ready. You better put your money on.
If you win, you get a night out with Diddy. Saturday night in New York. And I promise you, your ass will wake up Wednesday laying beside me.
All right, Trudy.
Everybody is, yo, this is crazy.
Trudy OG, I'm with you, Trudy. That's how we come. Gotta make sure our kids know how we come.
And she's creeped out, and she grew up with Ozzy. So to be creeped out by.
Okay, shout out to her, Theo. We gonna make sure you gotta get a shirt if she gonna come. If she gonna pull up.
Everybody just quiet.
And if you think that he's joking, check out number 19 on our list.
For all those in London that don't know what happens to the white man when he comes to a P. Diddy party. This is what happens to the white man. It's so unfortunate. You gotta pull back though, so you can see. That's crazy. Now move out the way. You're still alive. Look at that. Look what you're gonna drink at his head. And that's James from Simeon Mobile Disco. He is an actual DJ that's supposed to pass out. But when they come to one of my parties, this is what happens to them.
Yeah, and that's not the only dude Diddy schemed on. Because number 18, Diddy and Biggie were caught on camera being more than just friends.
I look at him like I said, Jesus. And the next question is.
Yo, Biggie must have been on something, because ain't no man gonna put their hand on my mouth and keep it there. You know what I'm saying?
The man did this with his face, though.
I don't know if this is AI or
He did this up against his hand like he was rubbing on his hand with his face. Boy, what? If I was... Look how he rubbed his hand.
And if anything, Diddy treats his boyfriends better than his girlfriends. Because next up at number 17, Diddy got in a fight with his ex-girlfriend Cassie and decided to post a TikTok to humiliate her online.
What? What you gotta say now? What you gotta say now? You ain't got shit to say.
When you have the perfect response in your head, but your fingers just...
Now for number 16, I think I knew Diddy was up to no good, which is exactly why Jimmy Fallon exposed him in 2016.
You used to invite me to your parties. You did. Yeah, you did. I remember that invite from you once. This is true. You used to have these crazy parties.
Alright, so we know about the Cassie thing. Sorry about the commercial. I need to do something about that. Not Will in the next one, but yeah, that was messed up. Like, he was like, I didn't want to show it again, but I missed the video.
Online.
What? What you gotta say now? What you gotta say now?
Great, she's on the floor wrapped in a blanket high.
Look at her.
He's just, wow. That's a weak man.
You ain't got shit to say.
Now for number 16, at this point, everyone kind of knew Diddy was up to no good, which is exactly why Jimmy Fallon exposed him.
He a millionaire, he can get whatever he
You
wants.
used to invite me to your parties. You did. Yeah, you did. I remember that invite from you once. This is true. You used to have these crazy parties, and one invite.
I'm on episode 3.
Self-destructive. It was you talking. I said you can't remember the information of where the.
You ain't lying, Nicole. Ain't enough money nowhere.
A very high concept.
Look, Diddy was clearly destroying evidence. However, he wasn't able to destroy everything. Because at number 15, Diddy once beat his own girlfriend on camera and tried to hide the evidence for years. See, in 2024, CNN released never-before-seen footage of Diddy chasing his girlfriend Cassie through a hotel hallway. Look, Diddy's always had a strange side with the women.
Yeah, I just wanted to skip that because I ain't want to put none of that on this clip.
Now, this not his mama, but he's saying this his mama, but it ain't.
Fucked up situation.
That ain't his mama. Janice is not his mama.
Money talks. But if we only talk,
they gotta tell you his mama a lie. He lying about who his mama is. You sick. Shout out Theo with the eyes.
This is to him. Because at number 14, he filmed himself getting freaky with his own mother.
Your mama single? Yeah, for real. Mom do might have a good time. Cause you ain't sitting in the house playing. Outside moving and shaking, baby. She coming with me to strip club. I don't care. For real.
But it gets even weirder. Because after watching number 13 on her list, I think Diddy wants to be his mom. See, one night, Diddy hopped on Snapchat after having a few drinks and posted himself cross-dressing.
Yo, I think he has like the Norman Bates complex, you know, where he's.
I think that was like the elite telling him to do that.
Because it says more in the documentary.
Or he even know. He know what he doing to get more money, is what I'm saying. He can just dress up like that, put it in the camera, and they gonna send him $1 billion check. That's what they do, fam. He know what he doing. He ain't never really done that ever. So for him to do that, he just getting an extra bag. You know how many people have had to do this just to maintain? So he already got $1 billion. So for him to do it, he's just okay.
Yeah, man, I'm bringing something special. Hey, yo, Toronto cash, what up?
Now next up, we gotta talk about number 12, because this man Diddy loves kissing men. See, in 2002, Diddy was doing an interview with Birdman, and at first, Diddy was kind of feeling him up.
Matter of fact, there's a lot of video clips like that.
What type of jumping around he doing?
Like, you saw how uncomfortable Birdman
And Birdman just right there with it because he know Diddy position.
What the hell you doing, bro?
He know his position. So he ain't finna say nothing. Because Birdman trying to bring Cash Money in.
But after that, Monk.
Like, look how uncomfortable Birdman look. Like,
That's what I'm saying, fam.
What you doing?
No, he got down with it because of the money.
He went in for a little kiss. But if that wasn't weird enough, next up at number 11,
kissed him and he ain't do
a
nothing.
grown man on the lips and got rejected on live TV. See, during the Golden Globes, Diddy was on stage about to hand Bono his award when he went in for a kiss and got rejected.
Let it flow, let it flow, let it flow.
Well, if you're a producer who hates AI, this plugin might change your mind. This is reimagined.
Now look, we hit the top 10 now, so these videos aren't just weird, they're downright deranged. And we
I don't know about that last one. I don't really see him going in for a kiss. He went for a hug, but it looked like it was awkward.
That was awkward because he don't even want no
Now
hug.
look, we hit the top 10 now, so these videos aren't just weird, they're downright deranged. And we gotta mention the fact that Diddy once revealed his darkest secret to the entire world. See, in 2004, Diddy was on the Conan O'Brien show when he told everyone how he gets ready for his freak-offs.
I don't know if this is just made up myth or if this is true, but I'm told that when you go to a hotel, anytime you go to a hotel, you don't just check in where everybody else does. You send someone ahead to prepare the hotel room for you.
It's called preparing the sexy.
What's preparing the sexy?
I mean, when I walk in, I definitely take pride in being the originator of the preparation of the sexy.
Yes.
Yes, and that's candles. I like candles. I like tuberose. That's a smell. I like that scent. I'm attracted to scent.
What kind of tuberose? Tuberose.
Yes.
Okay, it's a scent you like.
Yes, it's a scent.
Okay.
You know, I like lilies. I like white orchids. You know, roses and things of that nature. I'm into baths. You know, so I like my bath at the right temperature. It's just little things that I personally like. I like my room to be sexy.
But Diddy gets even weirder.
Tell me you have way too much money without telling me you have way too much money.
Right, because he don't even want to tell you what's up, but the way he's saying it,
look,
see.
I just need a place to sleep, or like that's way too much.
Sick ass.
Like that's some diva type. I don't know, man.
Sick.
Anyways.
With his own friends. Because for number 9, Diddy filmed himself flirting with Meek Mill.
What's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You put in that work. Proud of you. I love you.
And if you think that's creepy, pay attention to Diddy's reaction after what Meek Mill says right here.
Be good and that feeling drove me crazy. I'm on the right car after my dad. What's the move? It's your birthday. Oh.
Diddy got a little too excited when Meek Mill brought up sleeping with someone. Now, I think it's safe to say Diddy knows how to make anyone feel comfortable. And that's definitely true at number 8. Because he once hopped on Instagram.
And I'm trying to figure out how Meek Mill even able to come back in his city. This man, oh my God.
Doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy.
You deserve
You put in that work. Proud of you. I love you.
He said, I'm proud of you, I love you.
That's great. Pay attention to Diddy's reaction after what Meek Mill says right here.
Be good and that feeling drove me crazy. I'm on the right car after my dad. What's the move?
I love you.
And if you think that's creepy, pay attention to Diddy's reaction after what Meek Mill says right here.
Be good and that feeling drove me crazy. I'm I'm on the right now, laughing like that. Hustle move. It's your birthday. Oh.
Diddy got a little too excited when Meek Mill brought up sleeping with someone. Now, I think it's safe to say, Diddy knows how to make anyone feel uncomfortable. And that's definitely true at number 8. Because he once hopped on Instagram and shared this.
Hennessy. Come out and play.
And I think we know what he meant by come out and play. Just watch number 7 on our list. Because Diddy once shared a video of him on a balcony with a bunch of shirtless guys when he started to act weird.
Hold on. Let's get off here. Ain't no grind going on, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no grind going on at all. Talk about balling and just this and that, right? They can watch Rolling Grace. It ain't no watch. No. This is how we smoke. Check it out. Yeah, I'm letting the whole crew smoke, you know? That's what I got for him.
And look, if Diddy wants something, there's no stopping him. Because at number 6, Diddy was...
Yo, dude, weird as hell, man.
Super
Like,
sick.
it's like, now that you know about everything, and now you see the whole videos, it makes you look side out.
Yeah, we know about Aleister Crowley
It was like, it
because-
was right in front of us. Like, it's like, he wasn't, I mean, everybody knows he's a freak, but this is weird. Like,
sick.
But he didn't give a damn. He was like, fuck it. I'm about to, I ain't gonna say it. This is crazy.
With these memes.
smacking Jay-Z's ass.
Spin the head and come back out, make my show hot. I so appreciate it. What's it, man? You know the Rockefeller show, the
And when it
He
comes to
smacked
women,
him twice.
Diddy's even creepier.
And Jay-Z
Number
didn't
5,
do nothing.
Diddy once admitted to locking women up.
If you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave. Right. Gotta keep them there. Right. You need locks on the doors.
Yeah, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but
Yeah.
And some things Diddy does aren't even behind closed doors. Because at number
I honestly think that everything he did, you think it was just innocent. Like, it was just like, hey, man, I'm just freaky. But it was like, nah, man, he was like, you locked women in so they couldn't leave.
I mean, the worst thing was that he was doing things in the manner of how he was raised. And that's how you know that's the sick part about it, because he was doing things in the manner of how he was raised. So him doing stuff like that and not even thinking about why, because ain't nobody stopping him. So think about it, if somebody's gonna stop him at that time, he was probably gonna get you locked up or get you killed, because he's doing what, 30 years of whatever he wants. He's trained by this lady that was working at a strip club, that was Big Mama at the strip club, and now she's coming home dressing him as a pimp, look at the documentary. This lady was dressing this man as a grown pimp, basically. And then he's in there as a grown man talking about how life is a movie and he's gonna never stop rolling the camera. So when you hear stuff like that, that make you further think like, wow, if life is a movie to him and he's not gonna stop rolling the camera, then that explains why he's always got somebody in the background shooting footage. And the sad part is, he thought he could touch on Mike Tyson in public. So that's why I say, like, people from St. Louis, like Nelly, like a lot of us, I feel like we could have never been on at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like when Pac and Biggie, Diddy just came, I feel like it's a lot of people. Like think about Master P, No Limit. Like they could have never been on when Diddy first started. It's funny how you see Baby right there with Diddy, but you don't see Master P right there. Master P making songs like Body Body. Think about it. Every song Master P and them made when they was on their run, it was Head Buster. Don't nobody care what a clucker's at. Not the Dolphin, cluckers. Like if you ain't never put that bag out there or you ain't never got nothing back, you don't know what a clucker is, partner. So when we talk about like real G's and gangsters really getting it in up against this fake nobody sick man right here, His kids don't even get credit for nothing that he did, because everything he did was not well earned. Let me say that again. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs will never get credit for nothing else. His kids will never matter to nothing else. Anything he ever did will never matter to anyone, because why? The corrupt way he had to do it to get there. He corrupted everyone. Nothing he did was authentic. Nothing he did was real. Everything he did was corrupt and to hurt you so he could gain power. And because of that, we have to identify it, recognize it, and even in the same sense, be okay with it. Because again, we know what he did. And what he did was sick.
Boys or whatever. That's crazy. He's like, no, it's just kinky. Nah, man. You should be on some registry.
Diddy's the first man to scare Mike Tyson on live TV.
Oh, it truly ain't about the Benjamin. Oh, yeah. Well, now we'll come back.
Okay, so let's get right about Andre Harrell, because I feel like people saying a lot in here, so y'all can really understand Andre. Okay, listen. Andre owned Uptown. Diddy was begging to get to know Andre. He finally got his internship with Andre because Diddy was basically kissing Andre ass. At some point, Diddy moved in with Andre, and of course, allegedly they started to do male practice. I like how I use that. They started to do male practice. Ha! Ooh, don't play with the balls, my G. So yeah, Diddy moved in with Andre. They started to do male practice. And yeah, Chris, yeah, fam. They started to do male practice, and then all of a sudden, 9 people was unalived at the Heavy D joint. All of a sudden, Andre tells Diddy, he fires Diddy from Uptown. And he does that for a reason. Because if he'd have kept Diddy up under Uptown, Diddy would have never grew. So he fires Diddy, and when he fires him, he tells him, you can have Biggie. So he fires Diddy and gives him Biggie, the first rapper with Diddy, and Diddy takes Biggie to Clive Davis. And in my mind, I feel like I feel like Clive Davis and them, all of them put that together. You know what I mean? So this is the thing about why I keep telling y'all, go look at the documentary, please. Because the documentary will state to you what really happened, what's going on, and how everything unfolded. And that's why I say it's homework. You understand? Homework. Go look at the Diddy documentary and write down what shocked you. Again, go look at the Diddy documentary for homework, family, and write down what shocked you. As always, fam, you know it, we in here. Make sure we understand Monday through Friday, we getting it in, 9 p.m., making sure we all locked in and making sure we intact. There's only one way to do it and one way only, fam. That's making sure you tap in live, making sure you hit the notification button and make sure it's on all. So making sure you get each and every post, each and every live, and each and every connection that we got going. As always, family, I truly appreciate you and your fam and whoever's around and with you that chose to tune in with you and make sure that we all on the same page and agree with what we're talking about. As always, family, it's a blessing to be in you all's presence, and I truly appreciate each and every one of y'all making sure that we are here to inform, understand, and be aware. that if it walk like her, talk like her, we know what it is. Duck activity, and this is duck hunt season. You know what it is, fam, as always. Making sure we straight, making sure we right, and making sure the love is deep. As always, fam, Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Making sure when you pull up, listen to me, get you something to eat, get you something to drink, and make sure you get you something to smoke if that's what you do. Because at the end of the day, you in here with your boy Dealatofficial and my family. And this is No Filters. Good night, family. Lock your doors. Make sure your family's straight. Y'all have a good evening. God bless.